So this is a message to all of the Christians that voted for Biden. You made a grave mistake. You are doing everything that the Bible is against. And here are the reasons why you made a grave mistake. The LGBT community will be fully supported by this administration. And if you don't know what that means, if you don't understand the issue with that, then you need to go back to the Bible and reread or read it all and see exactly what you're missing. The country will continue to be closed down. People will be unable to run their businesses, and healthy people will be quarantined and forced to wear masks. You voted for policies that would allow the state to directly be able to control and shut down your church for any reason. And the biggest reason is abortion. You are directly supporting an administration that has no problem killing infants before they are born. That single issue, although a lot of people feel very differently about it in some ways, should be the main reason why you should never support or should have never have voted for Biden. The problem is, we live in a day and age where very liberalized Christians are rising up. They're becoming more popular and more numerous than ever before. A lot of this is due to lukewarm Bible teaching, where they really don't talk about the Bible at all. For example, if you're questioning, am I in a liberal church? Am I in a church that is afraid to tell me the truth? Then all you have to do is ask yourself, do they talk about sin? Do they preach sermons that are sometimes hard for you to hear? Are they willing to tell you the truth regardless of your feelings? If not, you are in a liberalized church. Their primary goal is to give you a pep talk that is disguised as the gospel every week. This kind of preaching is oftentimes what I call a common good Christianity. It's a Christianity that is only focused on good things. There's never anything bad going on. It's only good. We just love, and that's it, regardless. But they ignore the fact that sin still is sin, that sin exists, that it is us that needs to call it out. We're not there to judge, only God can judge. However, we are trying to save lives, and for people that are living a life in sin, they need to know that their sin will cost them a chance at going and having everlasting life. You hear this question come up all the time. Was Jesus a conservative or was Jesus a liberal? There are many things in the Bible that show and prove my point. However, do you remember the lepers? The people that had a disease? Do you remember how everyone in the town told them that they could not be in the near vicinity of anybody that had leprosy? They had to be socially distanced away from everybody in the entire city. And if you touched one of them, you were considered one of them as well. What would Jesus do today in the situation of the coronavirus? Would he be walking around worried about social distancing and wearing a mask? He was willing to touch and to socialize with the people that the town said were unclean. He was not concerned about a mask. He was not concerned about social distancing. He was concerned about their life, not what was on earth, but what was going to be in heaven. So if you are a Christian and you voted for Biden and you thought that you made the right decision, I can promise you, you made a mistake. It very well may have been the fake news. Maybe they told you that Biden was good and Trump is bad, and you believed everything about it. Maybe you were just so tired of how Trump behaved and how Trump carried himself. Maybe you paid too much attention to the hit pieces on Trump instead of actually looking at what he did. Trump was the most pro-life president. He's the first president in U.S. history to actually address the March for Life. And to finally wrap this up, for the ones that are just saying, you know what, I just didn't like Trump, okay? I didn't like the way that he acted. I didn't like the way that he carried himself. I have one message to say to you, and that is all. Be glad that God does not have the same standards for you.